We're going to start off with the market profile. Now what we're looking for, remember, an open drive is got to do with the cash. So the cash market opens and we open and we drive and we initiate. And that's this imprint here. Okay, so we can see the market open at 18s or 20s, apologies. And in the next half an hour, traded all the way to 78s. Okay, a 58 tick move. Now, if you were to go measure the first half hour of every single cash session of the last year, you'll probably find that's probably the widest single rotation we've had this year. Okay, so in a half an hour, it's very unusual to see a 50 tick move, and that's the key. Okay, when you get those open drives, you need to acknowledge them, you need to be aware of them, but more importantly, you can take advantage of them for one, but also you need to also be aware of what they mean for the rest of the day. Okay, so that was our open drive. We can see obviously the futures opened with a little bit of a gap, filled the gap, and we got the K and the L print higher, nice K tail, and the minute that cash came in, it literally just took off and never looked back. Okay, since then, we've obviously rotated. Now, like I said to you, it's very important before I move on to the footprint. It's very important when you have an open drive in the market to stay with the market. Okay, rule of thumb, if there is an open drive, stay with the market. Okay, do not try and go counter the market. Stay with it all day. Right, what you're likely to see at some point this afternoon in the German 10-year is you're likely to see a retest of that high and definitely another little surge to the upside. So there's really good value in longs in being in this point today. Why? Not because I say so, because statistically, when you do have an open drive, the market tends to stay in that direction. Okay, so be aware of that, guys. These little bits of information is what ultimately gives you that little bit of an edge. Okay, knowing that price is going to go up at some point, that gives you the edge, right? What it comes down to now is the timing, and that's where the footprint is quite invaluable. So let's have a look at that initiative drive on the footprint, and we can talk about some of the key areas, for the rest of the day. Okay, so there it is, guys. This is the 8 o'clock open. We can see we opened at 159.20, and straight away the volume was there. Okay, 12,000 contracts. We took out the morning's high and suddenly did 30,000 contracts in a 5-minute rotation. Okay, bear in mind, every one of these bars is a 5-minute rotation, and if you like the candlesticks a lot, as you can see, I've got the candlesticks on the left, so I can see open, close, high, and low of each candle as well. Okay, just in terms of the bottom, what I've got is the delta bar, so it's again a candlestick, but it's telling me the accumulation of the delta within each rotation. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you guys, we could see that, the minute that cash opened, the market very quickly auctioned from 28s all the way up to 54s. Okay, very, very aggressive. But what is interesting, and this is the first real clue, was this very, very nice little imbalance that occurred once you took out the 35s. Okay, so very aggressive buyer came in, lifted every single offer, and we couldn't find a single seller. All right, now, I'm not saying you would have bought 28s. I'm not even saying you would have bought 22s. What I am saying is that once we got that first leg, okay, the second leg, notice the absorption. Okay, almost 6,000 contracts traded, 44, 45, 46. Right, that was your opportunity to get long. You're looking for a little bit of a continuation. Why? Because open drives always have a second look. Always, guys, and that's the key. Okay, we got that open drive, first pullback, and there's a little extension, well, not even a little extension, but we then extended from 48s all the way up to 78s. Okay, so a good 30 tick extension, and that's our open drive play there, guys. It's this is quite extensively dealt with in both the volume profile course as well as the footprint course. So that was the key. It was that pullback. We were looking for opportunities for long, and then obviously the extension towards the upside. Okay, now I said to you, obviously the key is to be able to understand not so much that we know prices are likely to go up this afternoon. There's a high probability they will, but it's more important how we can actually manage and execute that opportunity. Okay, so what I'm going to say to you is, we spoke about this imbalance at 159.35s to 38s. So long as that holds, we should be good to continue prices towards the upside. What I will say, okay, we can very clearly see that the volume weighted average price, this purple line, it is seemingly holding today. So every time it's coming here, it's very quickly navigating away from it. Okay, so what I would say to you guys, if you are looking for longs, don't be afraid to buy around that area. Again, you have to manage your risk, so find an appropriate place to stop at. But bear in mind, you are looking for a break of 78s and targeting a move towards 90. So if you were to be buying, say, 47s, you've got a good, 40 tick, 43 price opportunity here. Don't be afraid to give it a little bit more risk. Okay, so that's the real key takeaway. What I would say is, If we get back below those 159.28s, something has changed in that market. Okay, why do I say that? Well, that's the point at which the cash market became quite aggressively bid. Okay, so below 28s, you no longer want to be a buyer. Above it, you need to be looking for a break up towards 159.90.